crystal system, that is monoclinic. Here A is not equal to B is not equal to C, length parameters. Then angle parameters, alpha is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees while beta is not equal to 90 degrees. Here we can draw that figure in this manner and we can observe the length parameters as well as angle parameters. Example is given, CaSO4 Na2SO4. The next is triclinic system. It is the last seventh system. A is not equal to B is not equal to C, that is the length parameter relationship. Alpha is not equal to beta is not equal to gamma is not equal to 90 degrees. So in this way we can draw the figure for triclinic crystal system. So these are the basic 7 crystal systems. Now let us learn 4 types of unit cells. It is nothing but the various combinations of internal structure of a unit cell. There are 4 types. First is primitive, body centered, face centered and side centered. Primitive, that is simple cube, means the positions of lattice points are at 8 corners of simple cube. Then next is body centered. The lattice points are situated at 8 corners of simple cube as well as at the center of this cube. Then further face centered, the lattice points are situated at 8 corners and as well as at the center of each face. At the center of each face. That is the face centered. Then side centered, lattice points are situated at 8 corners. In addition to that, 2 lattice points are situated at the center of opposite faces. So there are 4 types of unit cells: primitive, body centered, face centered and side centered. Then next part, that is crystal systems. Now let us see what are the Bravais lattices. Crystal systems do not describe position of atoms, ions or molecules in the crystal. So if the description regarding position of lattice points is added to the crystal system along with lattice parameters and elements of symmetry, then crystal system is called as Bravais lattices. So let us see how many types of unit cells are possible for each crystal system. These are the 7 crystal systems. In the previous part only we have seen which are the 7 crystal systems. So first is cubic crystal system. So how many types of unit cells are possible for cubic crystal system? Only 3 types are possible, that is primitive, then body centered and face centered. Here again length and angle parameters are given, which we have already discussed in the crystal systems. Then next is tetragonal. For tetragonal, there are 2 types of unit cells: primitive, that is simple, and body centered. Here you can observe the lattice points are situated at 8 corners in case of primitive. In case of body centered, lattice points are at 8 corners. In addition to that, it is one lattice point is at the center of this particular structure. Then orthorhombic. For orthorhombic crystal system, there are 4 types of unit cells. So primitive, then body centered, face centered and side centered. So here we can observe where are the lattice points. Blue, green, red and orange circles are telling us the positions of lattice points. Then next is hexagonal. Here the angle and length parameters are given. For hexagonal system, only one type of unit cell, that is primitive, is possible. Then is trigonal. For trigonal also only one type of crystal system or unit cell is possible. Here next is monoclinic crystal system. For monoclinic crystal system, there are 2 types of unit cells. One is primitive, second is side centered. Here the lattice points are at 8 corners, very simple, and in this case lattice points are at 8 corners. In addition to that, the center of opposite faces. 2 lattice points are situated at center of opposite faces. Then triclinic system, only one unit cell is possible, and it is primitive. Lattice points are at 8 corners. So these are the 14 Bravais lattices. If we count all these structures or unit cells, it will be 14. So 14 Bravais lattices are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, then 11, 12, 13 and 14. So thus 14 Bravais lattices are there. Now let us learn number of atoms per unit cell. How many number of atoms are there for per unit cell? First is simple cube. The lattice points or atoms are situated at 8 corners. Now each and every atom is shared by 8 adjoining unit cells, and then we can say only 1/8 part of that particular atom belongs to this particular unit cell. How many such atoms are there? 8 such atoms are there. So therefore number of atoms per unit cell for simple cube is 1/8 into 8 is equal to 1. That is 1. Then for next face centered cube, here 8 lattice points are there and number of atoms, that will be 1 as in case of simple cube. In addition to that, 6 lattice points are there or atoms are situated at center of each face, and each atom is shared by 2 adjoining cells, and such 6 atoms are there. Therefore we can calculate it as 1/2 into 6, that is 3, and this is 3 plus 1, 4. So number of atoms per unit cell for FCC is 4. Then for body centered cube, we know the structure of body centered cube. The lattice points are situated at 8 corners and one is at center of the body. So this will be the one for simple cube, as in simple cube, and one more atom which is situated at center. It completely or totally belongs to this particular unit cell only. That's why 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So number of atoms per unit cell for BCC or body centered cube is 2. Now let us go to next part, that is coordination number. What is this concept? It is the number of directly touching atoms around an atom in a crystal lattice. So that is the coordination number. So let us see what is the coordination number for simple cube. For simple cube it is 6. For that we have to imagine the lattice point situated along the XYZ axis, that is crystallographic axis. So we will find coordination number for simple cube is 6. Then for body centered it is 8. Simply here we can see that the central atom is surrounded by 8 atoms which are situated at corners. So that's why coordination number for body centered cube is 8. Further, for face centered cube, coordination number is 12. Here we have to imagine 8 unit cells adjoining to each other. Then we can see that coordination number for FCC is 12.